Welcome to the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree warm-up show at the Troubadour Nashville in Music City, USA. I'm your host, Keith Bilbrey, sitting in for Marcia Campbell. Not near as good looking as Marcia, but hopefully I can talk, and it's on the radio, so it doesn't make any difference. We're broadcasting from the Troubadour Nashville, located in Music Valley Drive area. And if you haven't been out here, you need to come and see it. Here in the great land of the United States of America. Thank you to our live audience. And let them hear you on the radio. Who's out there? Are you ready to have a good time? Well, all righty. Listen, we have a young lady here tonight I am so anxious to talk to. It's the first time I've ever met you.
Yes, I'm so happy to meet you.
And I'm telling you, I've been studying up on you. Karen Waldrup is here. Give her a big hand.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Let's get something out of the way, because I have been asked this several times. Are you any relation to Darrell Waldrup? Now, you spell your name.
Well, I wish I was. Maybe he'd give me a free car. Let me know.
There you go, yeah.
Hit him up.
I bought a car from him one time. He didn't give me a deal at all.
No, I'm not. I'm originally from South Louisiana, so I'd love to meet him, but no, I'm Karen Waldrup, so I think the spelling's a little different. But I'm from South Louisiana. I moved to Nashville and have really had an incredible ride playing music with my band and the up and down roller coaster of this incredible journey.
Well, there's several things as I studied you that just really stand out. You seem to really blend traditional country music with modern country music. You have taken your music all around the world. You continue to do that. And it seemed to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you largely did it through the power of the internet.
Yes, 100%. You know, when I first moved to Nashville, there wasn't the opportunity that there is now on the web to really reach the masses in the way that we do now. So that started with the implementation of Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live. And for me, I got on the web and started playing music for people and kind of didn't overthink it and just had fun, and that's really when my career changed. Yeah. So I think these days there's so many different ways to go about it, and I think it's best to just kind of figure out what's best for you and wake up every day and just go for it. So yeah.
Well, it seems like, of course I'm an old man, but it seems like a lot of artists are really taking advantage of that outlet. You don't necessarily have to go through a big record company to get noticed anymore. It's
pretty incredible. I mean, I think it's really just a matter of people listening to music. That's what it boils down to. You know, are people listening and enjoying the music? That's such, it seems so simple, right? Yeah. But it's everything. Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter what scale it's on. Are people listening to the music?
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Well, I couldn't help but notice all the different countries you've been to, and it's a worldwide thing with you. I mean, it's not just local. It's all over the place.
Yes, we call it Waldrup Worldwide.
Yes.
And it's Waldrup Worldwide is people all over the world who have connected with us through video content or streaming or YouTube or social media or whatever, or maybe they met us at a gig, you know, on the road somewhere, and they're all over the world, and it's amazing the globalization of country music when you have the web, and there's enough room for everybody. So that's what makes it so nice and so fun.
When did you really realize that you had bought a piece of country music? That you really realize, you go out to a venue and people want to come and see you, and they've been following you all this time.
Yeah, you know, I think it was a bit strategic. When I first moved to Nashville, I read a book that really helped me, and it instilled the ideology of playing original music, no matter what. So when I first came up, even when I was playing coffee shops and bars in my college town, I always played original music, songs that I wrote. And I think when you do that, you really demand your artistic journey. And even though it's a slower rise, because people love to listen to songs they know and dance and all that, even though it's kind of a slower rise, it's a better rise, because then once you're there, you're the only person that plays those songs.
Exactly. So you're unique.
Yeah. So that's kind of, I think, what I did right.
Yeah.
I did a lot of things wrong. I moved to this town and done right things, wrong things, challenged things, all the above. But I think that's kind of all part of the journey. You know?
Well, how did you reach the popularity? Like in England, you've got some dates coming up in England here real soon.
It's incredible. You know, it's just absolutely incredible. And I think I did it by playing music. I know people are like, well, that seems so simple of an answer, but it's the truth. I just created video content online. The one thing we did differently is we shot all of our content as a vertical video, whereas most people shoot it as a horizontal. And so for me, shooting it as a vertical video has really helped me to gather, you know, more love and attention from people. And so we just gave the first gift, you know. We went on the web and we gave away a video, and then someone received the gift and then gave a gift back. So they came to the show, or they bought a t-shirt, or they streamed the song, or whatever comes in return. But I believe in this business, the number one thing is that we start with the gift. The gift comes from us first, and then the gift is received.
Well, it became so obvious as I've read about you. You're a very compassionate person.
Thank you. I wouldn't call myself polite.
But you care about veterans, you care about underprivileged countries and cities and people who are having a struggle. You've used those folks in your videos, and you've been there amongst them, and you've raised money for them. And that comes through so strongly when I read about you. There was one song in particular that I got to ask you about, and you know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Normandy.
Ah, yes.
You found a 100-year-old gentleman who actually parachuted into Normandy.
Yes.
And you went to him.
Yes.
And you co-wrote a song with him.
It was an absolutely
incredible.
had him
actually on the record at the beginning and the end. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so it really wasn't my doing. I give all the credit to God, because someone reached out to me and said, hey, we want you to play his birthday party for his 100th birthday. And at first I was like, okay, yeah. And then I realized, oh, wow, we're talking about a World War II veteran. We're talking about somebody who jumped on D-Day. I will 100,000% be there, no doubt. So we go, and it's a rainy day, and it was chaotic and insane, and the line to meet Jim Martin was just insane, and he sat there all...
Jim Pee Wee Martin.
Jim Pee Wee Martin, yep. And he's incredible, and so I got to meet him that day, but I really connected with his granddaughter, got her phone number, and then we were at Key West Songwriter Festival about a month later, and I ran into a veteran songwriting organization, and the guy with the organization gave me the idea to write with Jim Martin. So I reached out to his granddaughter, and a week later I was sitting in front of him, and we sat outside just like the lyric in the song, we sat outside his hand-built home, and we wrote Normandy. He sat out there with me for 4 hours and told me incredible stories about D-Day, about World War II. And I think my favorite part of the song is that I didn't write it. I did write the lyric. I did write the melody, and I also wrote the guitar work, but I did not write the lyric. He did. So I used every lyric in that song as his words. You know, in the morning, the storms rolled in. It was completely silent, jumping into open fire. Like, those are his words.
I just can't imagine how you felt hearing that. First-hand experience.
It was overwhelming. I was very nervous, honestly.
A man who was 100 years old, and his mind takes you there with him.
And he was so sharp. It was
I bet
shocking.
You could hear the gunfire.
Seriously, it was shocking how sharp he was. And we wrote the song, and then I tracked it, and then I wanted to give it to him for his birthday gift for his 101st birthday, because he was 101st Airborne. So they had me come back again for his 101st birthday. But this time, we played Normandy for him, and we gave him a little jukebox with the CD on it and presented it to him for his birthday gift. Well, then the press went just absolutely nuts. Like, I was on like Fox News and military.com and being featured by all these military outlets. And that's when we realized, you know what, we need to remaster this and put this on the record. And that's how it made Kendall County Road my new record, because it kind of had its own little life, honestly. And so then, flash forward, the record dropped on September 9th. Jim Pee Wee Martin passed away on September 11th, 2 days after the record came out. And then I got to go to Dayton Military Cemetery and play at his celebration of life as well as his funeral, which was the highlight of my life.
Oh, I would have given anything just to meet the man.
He's
but you
something
got to
else.
meet him, know him, and I mean, I don't
He
care
was
what
my friend.
I don't care what your religion is. That was a God moment if I've ever heard of one.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
It was just totally unbelievable.
But your music seems to be full of that kind of stuff. You really are an inspired writer, an inspired singer. You're not just up there mouthing words. You've either lived them or lived them through somebody else.
Yeah, and I have to give credit to my most recent producer, Paul Worley, who produced Kendall County Road.
Excellent.
He really just demanded that each and every song would move the heart meter. So we weren't really interested in tracking songs that were going to just be like passive. I mean, we have Just Ain't Love, which is fun and party song. We have one or two, but you know, most of the songs will take you somewhere. They'll take you into a reflection of the night you fell in love with someone, or Kendall County Road, Missing Home.
Sure.
So each song has its own purpose that's specifically designed to move the heart meter. And that's what our focus was. So I think it was a little bit intentional. And I think for me, you know, I find that if you're going to make music, you might as well make music that's going to move someone's heart meter, because I don't make music for me. I make music for everybody else.
You bet. And then one of the songs I ran across, and I love it when someone takes a time-true classic and makes it their own. You did that on Dr. Hook, Spending the Night Together.
Sharing the night together. Oh, yeah.
I love that song. And
Me too.
I just, when I heard it, I thought, wow. Dennis LeCour, I've interviewed him several times, and I love Dennis. He's over in Europe now. But I hope he has heard that.
Yes.
Because he will get a kick out of that.
Absolutely.
He was the lead singer for Dr. Hook.
You know, I haven't gotten to run across him, but I did get to meet the songwriters, and it was actually the late songwriter, his wife, down in Muscle Shoals, and I went down there and got to hang out with them. So I did get connected with the Muscle Shoals community through that song. But for me, my career has been unexpected. You know, when I first moved to town, I kind of expected it to look a little different. I never expected it to look like this. But the fun part about being me is that it's like every day there's a huge surprise.
Yeah.
You know, so this summer we're going to tour all over Scotland, Ireland, England. This morning I woke up to an email. They want me in Poland, France, Spain. I'm like, geez, my passport's going to be getting some stamps, baby doll.
Well, I was looking at just your upcoming tour, and you're in England, you're in all Georgia. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Do you like traveling overseas?
I love it. I love international travel. I love foreign foods. I love foreign currency. I get a thrill out of going into a little coffee shop that nobody knows that I'm not a local, and just kind of watching people.
Yeah.
It's a thrill. And I think one of the parts about being a musician is that we do get such a thrill going into a new town we've never been to and leaving with a whole new group of friends.
Yeah.
And there's a thrill to that.
Yeah.
There's a huge thrill to that. It's fun. It's exciting. And it's like tonight, you know, I was getting ready and I was like, man, you know, all my friends are coming, and it's like my job is so fun.
Yeah.
You know, it has its ups and downs. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it ought to be, and things get tiring.
Yeah.
And but I just see a great future for you.
Thanks.
I mean, you're doing great now. One of the things, I cannot get away from this idea, and Tom T. Hall was a dear friend of mine.
Yes.
I miss Tom greatly. But as I read your story, believe it or not, there seemed to be some parallels to Tom T.
Really?
Because Tom T. wrote from the heart. He wrote from true experiences. He could make you cry and turn around and make you laugh.
Now, he wrote Harper Valley PTA, right?
He wrote Harper Valley PTA. He wrote so many great songs. And the song I'm thinking about, and this sounds like something right out of the Tom T. Hall catalog, is it Patrick Presley?
Parker Presley.
Parker Presley.
Yeah,
and
maybe that's his brother.
I was reading the story about how that came about.
Yeah.
You were actually writing with Parker Presley.
Yes, and he thought it was the stupidest idea, and I said, we're
turned
doing
into
it
a
anyway.
song.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny you mentioned Tom Hall. I never did get to meet him, But he wrote Harper Valley PTA, and I got to sing that song as one of my Waldrup Wednesday covers, and it got over 40 million views.
Well, I've seen it, and it was on YouTube, and you
it's
just
unbelievable,
you and the guitar, you know.
It's because it's a really great crafted song, and it brings you to this visual place that you can just kind of see it, and
well, Tubb
great.
always said that anything he wrote about either happened to him or happened to somebody he knew.
Okay, good advice.
And we'd be riding along in the car, and he'd think of a line, and he said, "You know where that came from?" And he would tell me, and it was like it was a real thing. Like he talked about the song "I Love." Are you familiar with that?
I'm not sure.
And it's
Is it
I
his?
love little fuzzy pups, old pickup trucks, slow-moving trains, and rain.
Yeah.
Well, he was explaining that. He said, "You know where the slow-moving trains came from?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, I lived in Olive Hill, Kentucky, and the train going up the mountain from Olive Hill, it started out real fast, and then as it got to the top, it would slow down." And he said, "I was a kid laying in bed, hearing that train go by, just fly by, and then slow down." He said, "That's where that came from."
How cool.
Slow-moving trains and rain.
You're really blessed that you got to get to know him.
Well, you
should have written with him.
Yeah. Well, I did co-write a song.
Did
with
you?
Tubb. Yes, I did.
Good for you.
It's called "They Don't Make Girls Like Ruby Anymore."
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't think it'll be a hit, but
hey, you never know. Send it to me.
I got a co-write with Tom T.
Yeah, you'll have to send it to me.
We were riding down the road one day when I said, "You know, Tom, you wrote that song about ravishing Ruby and Ruby Don't Take Your Love to Town and all these Ruby Ann from Marty Robbins." I said, "You just don't find girls named Ruby anymore." Thought no more about it. We talked about it a minute, and next day he called me and says, "Hey, Keith, I wrote our new song." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, it's called Don't Make Girls Like Ruby Anymore." I did a little demo on it, and I'd play it for you, but I don't know how to operate the machine.
Wow.
When Dixie comes home, she'll call him.
Oh, my gosh.
But anyway, enough about Tom T. Hall. But you have a remarkable career, and I just, from what I've seen, you just connect with people.
Thanks.
And that is so important.
Thanks.
And you're honest.
Thanks.
And the music reflects it.
Well, I really, I think I did it wrong enough years and finally kind of realized that it's not about me at all. It's about the people, and it's about making music that affects their heart. And I think that's something that we all do wrong in the beginning of our career.
Yeah.
You know, when we're first starting out, we don't really know better. So, and later in our lives, I think we become more, enriched in depth.
Well, what are we going to hear tonight?
So we're playing my new record, Kendall County Road. We're playing every song on the record because I really wanted the record to be heard on WSM, and I'm just so thankful to be here. And so I'm playing all the songs on the record, plus we're playing some songs I wish were on the record, like Whiskey and a Cowboy that didn't make it on the record. But then we're also going to play some songs from my previous record, Justified, which is a fun, some of the party songs from that record. So we're just going to kind of bring it back to some of the old stuff and some of the new stuff, and it's a wild ride, but it's definitely fun to constantly be challenging yourself on what to write next,
Yeah. Well, are you going to do Normandy tonight?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we got to hear that.
Yes, and I really like on that song, how Jim Martin's voice is in the track. So ever since he passed away, we've been letting his vocal come through the mains at the shows, which is pretty cool.
So you're going to do that tonight?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to hear him?
Yeah, you'll get to hear his voice in the mains.
That is so cool. I can't wait to hear that.
He's an incredible legacy.
Well, one of the other things, I'll mention this because I know you've got to get backstage and get ready, but one of the things that I thought was really neat, if you go on YouTube, and you help direct me here as to exactly where they can find it, you give the story behind your songs.
Yeah.
That is fascinating to me.
Thank
that's
you.
where I learned how can they go and hear that?
So there's a commentary record on Spotify for that record, Justified. I assume that's what you're talking about, Justified. And I think you can hear it on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to find stuff on, YouTube, Spotify, my website.
She will just give you, in each song, she will just give you the story behind that.
Yeah.
That's how I found out about Mr. Presley.
Isn't that hilarious? He thought I was so dumb that day. He was like, "We're not doing that."
Have you ever had a song that you thought was just, they'll never put that out?
Yes.
Which one was that?
I had a song I thought was so dumb, And I was like, this is the dumbest song. I'm never going to play this. This is so dumb. And then I never played it, ever, live. And I was working with the producer for Justified, Garth Fundus. And I went over to his house. His wife made us some tea. And we literally, for 4 hours, listened to everything I had ever written. And it was interesting because I'd play him something I thought was cool. And he'd be like, that's been written before. It's not that cool. And so I play him this song, and I said, this one's kind of stupid. I'm like, we never play this with the band. I don't know if you're going to like this. It's kind of dumb. It's called What Goes On in This Bar Stays in This Bar. And I played it for him, and after I was done, he looked at me, he goes, oh, hell yeah.
What goes on in this bar stays in this bar. I like the line. I mean,
it's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's right.
You know? But it's funny now because, it's like I've gone to, line dancing bars, and they played it in the big speakers, and it's just funny to sit there and watch all these people line dance to it. It's like, I thought it was so dumb, and now I'm like, it's kind of, it's funny. But I co-wrote that with my friends Ed Hill and Donnie Skaggs. So they're great writers, and they knew what they were doing, and people laugh about it. I mean, it's not a serious song. It's silly, you know.
Well, you need some of those.
Yeah, it's fun.
Tom T would approve.
I bet he would.
Karen, I cannot wait to see your show tonight. Karen Waldrup, right here on stage at the Ernest Tubb Record Shop. I don't think they call it the Record Shop anymore. It's the Troubadour.
That's it.
I go way back here. I was an announcer for Ernest Tubb himself.
Wow.
And so I got a lot of memories in this building. And but I can't keep up with the current names of everything.
Sure. I would have loved to have met him. What an incredible guy.
Oh, he was something else. You would have loved him, and he would have loved you.
Thank you.
Because he liked people who were genuine and who really put their heart and soul into what they were doing. That he respected that over anything else. It's the reason he put up with me.
There you go.
He doesn't talk that good, but he really cares about
That's
me.
why he liked you.
Well, listen, I appreciate you being here and talking with us tonight, and I cannot wait to hear you on stage.
Thank you guys so much for having us. This is our first time at the Midnite Jamboree.
Well, all right. That's a moment in your life.
That's it.
You bet. Karen Waldrup, let's give her a big hand.
Music City Bar and Grill, a world-class entertainment venue with traditional live country music 7 days a week. We combine great food and great service with great entertainment. You can choose from our full menu. It's pub grub, burgers, fries, wings, nachos, pizza, quesadilla, and more. And of course, we have your favorite draft beer. Music City Bar and Grill is a family-oriented venue. No smoking, no cover charge, and plenty of free parking. Music City Bar and Grill, located at 2412 Music Valley Drive, Nashville, Tennessee. For more information, call 615-883-2367. That's 615-883-2367. And follow us at facebook.com/Music City Bar. And check out our weekly entertainment schedule. We invite you to join us at Music City Bar and Grill.
Speaking of Ernest Tubb, I'm going to bring up his grandson right now, Dale
Here
Tubb.
he is.
Yes, sir. Dale, come on up here. Hey, I want to mention that coming up on the Midnite Jamboree, what did I do with that page? Well, next week is Rhonda Vincent. We talked about her earlier. Thank you. And then on the 4th of February, Bobby Osborne and the Rocky Top Express. Love Bobby Osborne. On February 18th, the Cody Norris Show. And then on March 4th, Dale, what are you thinking? You booked Mark Wills on this show? I love Mark. I love Mark Wills. I'm just kidding. But things seem to be going well here.
Yeah, things are picking up. I mean, we've got, we've got the booking kind of smoothing out, and can't complain. It's I was drinking from a water hose at the beginning, but it's starting to become more second nature.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And you've had some terrific guests on here and continue.
Absolutely.
And I am so glad that this is going on. I was looking here at this free TV filming that's coming up. That's January 23rd through the 26th. I guess that's next week. My buddy Jimmy Bowen is going to be doing that, and free admission. And look at this first night, Monday night. You got old Ronnie McDowell coming in, and Carolyn Dawn Johnson, the Goodwin brothers. Then on the 24th, it's Johnny Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, I actually met him. I met him back in the green room a couple weeks ago.
Only man I knew that rode his thumb to Mexico. You know, very uncomfortable way to travel. But John McEwen's going to be here from Nitty Gritty Dirt Band.
Yeah,
I love John. If he could just learn to play a banjo, you know. John can play anything you put in front of him. And the Jordan Family Band will be here that night. Wednesday, the 25th, it's the Goldens. Of course, William Lee Golden from the Oak Ridge Boys and his sons, David Frizzell, and Rafe Van Hoy. I haven't seen him in a long time. Great writer. And Thursday, it's Matty True, Ian Flanagan, and Johnny Woods. So great lineup coming up. And you want to check on that, just go to the Troubadour. What is the official website, Dale?
It's Troubadour Nashville.
Troubadour Nashville. You can find all that information and more. I can't really see the clock over there. We got 5 minutes and 28 seconds left. Is there anything else you wanted to tell the folks?
Well, we've got the new merchandise in the back. We did 3 shirt prints, and you know, that's a way to support the show. You know, there's you know, a lot of things that go into this, and so that's my start of you know, generating some things to keep this thing going. So they're actually vintage prints off of the last couple of tours Granddad did.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, the one with the ringer tees, the on tour from 1982.
Yeah.
We reworked it a little bit because we're not on tour, but the graphics are very similar, and the other 2 are, you know, right along there with it. Terry actually helped us design the Waltz Across Texas black tee. So
wow.
That's our.
You know, I had not noticed this last time I saw you, but you wear your grandfather's E.T. ring.
I wear it here.
Yeah.
I wear it to this. Yeah, I wear it. It's got to be a kind of a special event.
Do you know the story behind that ring and Jack Green?
You can tell.
Jack told me the story. He said, Ernest, if he had to call you down over something, he'd get you in the back room and talk to you, and said he would always slap your knee as he was telling you the story. And he had that big old ring on it, and said it would actually bruise your leg, where Ernest had just kind of slapped like that.
Oh, yeah.
That is the E.T. ring that bruised the Troubadour's knees.
It is. I'm not bruising knees nowadays.
No,
yeah.
sir.
My dad actually gave it to me on my wedding night. So, so I don't wear it on a daily basis, but
yeah,
definitely treasure it.
Sure. Boy, don't let anything ever happen to that ring. That's priceless as far as I'm concerned, and
yes, sir.
Anybody else. Do you know who made the ring?
I don't. I know that. I believe that there's a couple, but I think his manager had it made.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm drawing a blank on the name. But
was that Hayes Jones, or was that before that?
I'm not 100% positive, but for some reason I want to say Little Jimmy Dickens had one.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, he did. J.D.
Yeah, there were like 3 artists that were managed by. I don't
know who might know? What happened to Lynn Owsley? Is Lynn still here? I bet Lynn knows. Come on up here and tell us. Lynn, for I don't know how many years, played steel guitar for Ernest Tubb. If you've ever heard Ernest get in the middle of Waltz Across Texas and say, Lynn Owsley now, that's Lynn Owsley.
Well, in miles, it was 104 years.
Yeah. Who made that ring? Do you know?
I don't really remember. I remember Ernest talking about it.
Did he ever bruise your knee with it?
It cost him a fortune.
Yeah.
I think in the 40s.
Yeah. Did he ever bruise your knee with it?
A very, very valuable piece and a special piece.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it for 10 years in a row, flashing every time he hit that guitar. I couldn't talk him out of it.
Yeah. What was his nickname for you? What was his nickname for you? Everybody had a nickname in that band.
Just E.T. For one for me?
Yeah.
water hole. Them old cowboys was always looking for a water hole for the livestock.
Uh-huh.
He'd say Lynn's looking for a water hole for himself. A watering place.
Well, what great memories traveling the roads with the great Ernest Tubb.
There's so much of it I can't tell.
I know.
But we had a wonderful time, and he made history, and he let us be a part of it.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, I just wanted to play and have a big time and make a little money. All of us, we didn't think that we were making history, but I think we were.
Dale, I'll tell you, and they was telling some stories earlier. Those guys, when I passed the Texas Troubadour School of Announcing, I was afraid of nothing. They set my copy on fire. They would get behind me and make motions and all this stuff. And I mean, if you could handle the troubadours, you could handle. I mean, the Grand Ole Opry stage was nothing compared to having to perform with the troubadours.
When Keith first come here to WSM, I almost said UPS. When he first come to WSM, we had Grant Turner, the legendary and great Grant Turner, and Keith was kind of the understudy for a spell. And he had some mighty big shoes to fill. Grant was kind of bowing out at that time, and he come on and we was kind of testing his metal to see just what he is made of as far as well, you know, most of the people that listen to the Midnite Jamboree, they get one part of it. And when it's live, it's so much excitement going on because there's a lot going on between songs and even during songs. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful if you can ever come here in person and see what we do. It's really wonderful, and we have a big time with it.
Yeah.
Well, just give you an idea, and Ernest was such a cool professional. One night, Pete Mitchell tilted his amp back on legs on the Grand Ole Opry. And he had one leg that was laid over on the curtain. And when the curtain started up, they said, now singing for Fender Guitars, it's the Texas Troubadour, and the Texas Troubadour is Mr. Ernest Tubb. And the curtain went up, and here goes that amp caught in that curtain and was going straight up.
I was standing there watching it, waiting for it to fall.
Pete was trying to turn around backwards and keep playing. He was doing the kickoff for Thanks a Lot. And just as he got to the end of the kickoff, the amplifier come loose, and it hit the stage.
You've never heard
and
such
it sounded like a 747 coming through the building.
Oh.
And just as soon as the sound was over, Ernest said, got a broken heart? That's what I've got. Went right on and never missed a beat.
Oh, no.
And Keith and some of the other guys it broke Pete's cord. They got him a cord, and the people running the spotlights thought it was part of the act, and they hit Pete with a spotlight. And Jimmy Capps throwed him a cord, and the spotlight was in his eyes, and the cord went right through his hands out into the audience. Mm-hmm. And he had a solo coming up, and Ernest said, oh, Pete Mitchell now, or Lynn, or somebody over there, play this thing, please.
Music City Bar and Grill, a world-class entertainment venue with traditional live country music 7 days a week. We combine great food and great service with great entertainment. You can choose from our full menu. It's pub grub, burgers, fries, wings, nachos, pizza, quesadilla, and more. And of course, we have your favorite draft beer. Music City Bar and Grill is a family-oriented venue. No smoking, no cover charge, and plenty of free parking. Music City Bar and Grill, located at 2412 Music Valley Drive, Nashville, Tennessee. For more information, call 615-883-2600. 615-883-2367. That's 615-883-2367. And follow us at facebook.com/Music City Bar. And check out our weekly entertainment schedule. We invite you to join us at Music City Bar and Grill.
Well, gentlemen, I think we're out of time. I was just looking over there. We may be over time. I don't know. Dale, are we out of time? Yep. Okay. All right. If we want, listen, this is just so good. We could just go on all night. But we do have to close and get on stage because this is going to be a good night. It's been an honor to be with you as your warm-up show host. I think Marcia Campbell will be back next week maybe. And I want to thank all our friends here who've been here and also Karen Waldrup. Ernest Dale Tubb III, it's always good to see you. Lynn Owsley, which jury's still out on that. Want to thank Rodley Collins, David McCormick for keeping the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree tradition going for over 75 years. You can follow us on Facebook at Troubadour Nashville. And thank you to our live audience for joining us at the Troubadour Theater and our listeners on 650 AM WSM and around the world, WSMonline.com. Now, I think at this point we're supposed to go on stage. And yeah, the band's coming here to check it out. Dale, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm good. Let's hear some music.
I'm ready.
Kick it over, Keith, if you're ready.
Are you folks ready on stage? 2 minutes? Tell us another long story. No, I tell you, this place is so full of memories.
I don't know no long ones. All mine's short.
You never told a short story in your life. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what.
From the Ernest Tubb Record Shop on Music Valley Drive, this is the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree.
I'm walking the floor over you. I can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. You left me and you went away. You said that you'd be back in just a day. You've broken your promise and you left me here alone. I don't know why you did, dear, but I do know that you're gone. I'm walking the floor over you. I can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. Oh, Billy Bird now.
Welcome to another edition of the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree. I'm Marcia Campbell. Enjoy the show on 650 AM WSM and WSMonline.com.
Now someday you may be lonesome too. Walking the floor is good for you. Just keep right on walking and it won't hurt you to cry. Remember that I love you and I will the day I die. I'm walking the floor over you. I can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you.
Well, all righty. Are we ready on stage? I think we are. We talked to her earlier, and I tell you, I cannot wait to see her live because I've been looking at the videos and hearing her talk about her music, and it is something else. So let's go to center stage right now for the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree with Karen Waldrup. Let's hear it.
But we break up. We got moves. Why don't we make them? Like that bottle of wine back at my place. Why let something so fine just go to waste like the sands of time? Moments are slipping away. We got places that we want to go. California, maybe Mexico. But I'm not riding shotgun in that dream you're dreaming of. We got something, but it just ain't love. It just ain't love, baby. You speak softly, you don't whisper. You look off into the distance like you're looking for something different. Is it a place? Is it a time? Is it a good friend of mine? 'Cause you're scanning the horizon and it's like you think I'm blind. Well, we got places that we want to go. California, maybe Mexico. But I'm not riding shotgun in that dream you're dreaming of. We got something, but it just ain't love. At least not for you. You say you do. Well, I can see through. Yeah, I can see right through you. Well, we got places that we want to go. California, maybe Mexico. But I'm not riding shotgun in that dream you're dreaming of. We got something, but it just ain't love. It just ain't love, baby. It just ain't love. It just ain't love. Little girl, big dream, mama's got no money. She's gonna make it, I bet. She's a fighter, she's a scrapper, she's a hugger, she's a laugher, she's a rapper on the door of success. She knows nothing, nothing is impossible. Whoa, nothing. Nothing. Yeah, the hard times, stop signs, never gonna stop her. Yeah, she's a rocker. Nothing, nothing is impossible. Yeah. Well, digging in, digging out, double overtimer. My body being underpaid. 'Cause she's a mover, she's a shaker, a big deal maker. If you ask her, I know she'll say, hey, nothing, nothing is impossible. Whoa, nothing, nothing. And the hard times, stop signs, never gonna stop her. Yeah, she's a rocker. Nothing, nothing is impossible. Yeah. fighter, she's a scrapper, she's a hugger, she's a laugher, she's a rapper on the door of success.
Midnight Jamboree! How we feeling tonight? What an incredible night this is. My name's Karen Waldrup. This is our band. We're so thankful to be here. It's our first time ever at the Midnight Jamboree, and we're so thankful to be here. This song is called The Night We Fell in Love, and it's coming out on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And this is a song about wherever you were the night that you met the person you love.
Showed up for a date 30 minutes before. I grabbed a table by the bar with a view of the door. Yeah, so I could spot you for you saw me. And I could bail out if I didn't like what I see. Yeah, but you walked in and I was like, damn. Yeah, thank you, Jesus, there's my man. First thing you did was grab my hand, and you never let go till 2 a.m. Those street lights were just right for my heart to fall like it's never really fallen before. It was something that was so much more. That first kiss, that was it. I was done. The switch, it was everything I ever could dream of. The night we fell in love. Thanks for being cool, you met my friends. In that bar I never should have dragged you in. Yeah, they were too drunk to say anything good, but they didn't scare you off like I thought they would. You had your hands around my waist for most of the night, like you were telling everybody that this girl is mine. Yeah, all night long I lost my heart. Well, now look, you're right where we are. Those street lights were just right for my heart to fall like it's never really fallen before. It was something that was so much more. That first kiss, that was it. I was done. The switch, it was everything I ever could dream of. The night we fell in love. Street lights were just right for my heart to fall like it's never really fallen before. It was something that was so much more. First kiss, that was it. I was done. The switch, it was everything I ever could dream of. And you've made my day every day since it was the night we fell in love. The night we fell in love.
Oh, I love the dancers on the dance floor falling in love tonight. It's great. This next song is the title track of my new record, Kendall County Road. And I wrote this song because I know that there's a lot of people these days that live really far away from their family. I know I'm not the only one. So I came up with this song idea one day when I was sitting at the pool at my sister's house, and it ended up being the title track of the record. And it goes out to you if you're listening right now and you live really far away from someone you love. I think you'll feel this one. It's called Kendall County Road.
Well, my mama's in the kitchen like she always is, cooking up something for my sister's kids. Sunday supper on the grill and the game on TV. Yeah, the phone rings, it's little old me. Mama asks how am I doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing just fine. But they can't hear lonely through the phone. No, they can't hear the heartache of being alone. 1,000 miles away here on my own, wishing San Antonio was home. Oh, it's days like this that make me wish I was living on that Kendall County road. If I could catch a flight tonight, I'd be there by midnight, and back at work on Monday right on time. I'd be sitting around the table eating mama's chicken, but instead I'm here in Wichita just wishing that I was right there on the other side of this line. 'Cause they can't hear lonely through the phone. No, they can't hear the heartache of being alone. 1,000 miles away here on my own, wishing San Antonio was home. Oh, it's days like this that make me wish I was living on that Kendall County road. Well, leaving is easy. It's staying gone that's hard to do. And I still don't have the heart to tell them the truth. Wishing San Antonio was home. Oh, it's days like this that make me wish I was living on that Kendall County road, right there with them on that Kendall County road.
Thank you guys so much. I moved to this town with a dream in my heart and a twin-sized bed and an acoustic guitar, and I didn't know anyone. It was really kind of a scary thing, but Nashville has been such an incredible town, and it's been so good to me. And I had a dream in my heart to work with my favorite producer ever, who produced a lot of the Dixie Chicks original stuff. And I always wanted to work with Paul Worley, and he produced Kendall County Road, and I'm really thankful to get to play these songs for you guys tonight. And this song is a song from the record that was written by Marcus Hummin and Stephanie Chapman, and the song is called All American Mistake.
I was conceived in the backseat of a 65 Mustang, hidden and lied about for months. I guess you could say that I was not the chosen one, but I know who I am, and I know who I'm not. I'm not just a name from a was the promising prom queen with a crown in my head, voted most likely to get away and make it big somewhere. Small towns seem to hold you just like the boy next door. We married when we were kids, now he don't love me anymore. But I know who I am, and I know who I'm not. I'm not just a number, some statistic that they make. I'm a bona fide all-American mistake. And then one day he just left me, and he left me without knowing there was a part of him growing inside. Well, I was scared and I was all alone, but the choice to make was easy. There was no way I was saying goodbye. She was born in the morning, just me and her crying in that crowded county hospital, sunlight streaming in. And when I saw her face, I knew she was my chosen one. And when she's old enough, I'll tell her just how much she is loved, and she will know who she is. She will know who she's not. She's not just a memory from an old heartbreak. She's a beautiful all-American mistake. And I'm a beautiful all-American.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are an amazing crowd tonight. What a beautiful night it is in here. This is one of my older songs. This song is called Does She Pour Your Whiskey? And it goes out to my ex-boyfriend if he's listening tonight on WSM. Well, I heard your new love, she's been married and divorced. Got a lot of money that day that she walked out of court. I won't lie, around here money's still tight. Can't help but wonder, lying here tonight, does she pour your whiskey when you walk through the door? Does she know how you like it, and when you're wanting more? When your well runs dry, it ain't the water that you miss. Does she pour your whiskey like I did? Does she pour your whiskey like I did? She got you a new job at that place her daddy owns. What happened to that man who said he'd make it on his own? He moved into her condo in that high rise in the
sky. Well, looking down, do you think about you and me and these neon lights? Does she pour your whiskey when you walk through the door? Does she know how you like it? And when you're more, when your well runs dry, it ain't the water that you miss. Does she pour your whiskey like I did? Does she pour your whiskey like I did? Well, does she make your dinner? Does she make your bed? In the morning, can she cure your aching head? And does she pour your whiskey when you walk through the door? Does she know just how you like it? And when your well runs dry, it ain't the water that you miss. Does she pour your whiskey like I did? Does she pour your whiskey like I did? Does she pour your whiskey like I did?
I think we all know a little bit about that, huh? Well, this is just an awesome night to be here. You know, we love being in our hometown, Nashville, Tennessee. All of us live here, and it's nice to be able to play in Nashville and stay in our own bed and not have a plane to catch tomorrow or anything like that. So it's just such a pleasure to be here for the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree here on WSM. If you're just joining us, my name's Karen Waldrup, and I would absolutely love if you would follow me at KarenWaldrup.com or any of my social media. I'd be so thankful. This next song is one of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of. We were talking about it earlier in the beginning of the show, and this is a song called Normandy, and it's written about just that, Normandy, France. I wrote this song with D-Day World War II veteran Jim Martin. I played his 100th birthday party, and then we got to write this song together. And for his 101st birthday party, I got to give him the song as a gift. So incredible to be able to do that. And then we released the record on September 9th. Jim Pee Wee Martin passed away September 11th. And there I was at the Dayton Military Cemetery for his funeral and celebration of life, singing our song, Normandy. And this one's called Normandy.
Machine guns going and dropping the bombs, and that's just the way things went. And would I do it again? Damn right I would.
101st, first to fight on the 6th of June to save the world that night. 1944, never fought before. Teenage kids all geared up, ready to win that war. Sat outside his hand-built home and he told me about his life. 100 years old, remembering every moment of that fight. In the morning, the storm rolled in. It was completely silent, jumping in the open fire. Explosion, one continuous flame. A hell sight to see. Normandy, Normandy. He said that's another thing they don't understand. Had to win the war or risk losing this free land. We sat outside his hand-built home and he turned on the porch light. I asked him if he'd do it again. He said, you're damn right. In the morning, the storms rolled in. It was completely silent. jumping in the open fire. Explosion, one continuous flame. A hell of a sight to see. Normandy, Normandy. Yeah, the odds were stacked against them, and nothing added up. But somehow, by the grace of God, it was enough. They held on 'cause they had to. Some had to give it in Normandy, Normandy. Never forget the heroes who kept us free. In Normandy, Normandy, sacrificed it all that day. Normandy.
You're as valuable to this country today as we were in World War II. And don't you ever forget it.
And that was Jim Martin's voice on the track. So it was really just such a blessing and an honor to ever get to know him to begin with, much less get to write with him. So that's really an interesting thing that his voice is actually on the record, which is absolutely incredible.
Sometimes it's the little things that clarify my mind and give me perspective, like folding these towels tonight. That what if I walked in? What if I said what you needed me to say? What if I did? Oh, and what if I told you? What if I said I was good? What if I stood here and said there is nothing to worry about? Oh, and what if I told you? What if I said I was fine? What if I walked in and smiled, thinking about? What if I told you? What if I told you the truth? What if I said I wasn't shattered to pieces? And what if I made you believe that everything just disappeared? What if I forgave when I wasn't forgiven? What if I cut all my losses and take back the distance? But what if I'm wrong? Could it make me? What if I told you? What if I said I was good? What if I stood here and said there is nothing to worry about? Oh, what if I told you? What if I said I was good? What if I walked in and smiled, thinking about? What if I told you? What if I told you the truth? Should I pretend to be someone else? Or should I stand up for myself? What if I told you that I'm really shattered to pieces? What if I told you? What if I told you? What if I told you? Oh, would it change the way I've been treated? Change the things we believe in if I told you? Oh,
if I did. Thank you guys so much. That one's so much fun to sing. This next song is a song that did not make the record. I wanted it to, but it didn't, so maybe it'll make the next record. Song goes out to my girl Amy Lewis tonight for joining us all the way from South Louisiana. This one's called Whiskey and a Cowboy. Something about a smooth bird, something about his leather boots. It keeps me coming back like I know I shouldn't do. Oh, but if I can break one bad habit, I can probably break two. It would be whiskey and a cowboy. They both know my name. One brings me trouble, the other wants to blame. Whiskey and a cowboy, both running through my veins. They show me no mercy, leaving me in pain. Ooh. Life of the party, then I would drive myself home, and nobody would take my keys. Nothing could ever steal my peace. Oh, and I wouldn't want him to stay more than I wanted him to leave. 'Cause whiskey and a cowboy, they both know my name. One brings me trouble, the other wants to blame. Whiskey and a cowboy, both running through my veins. They show me no mercy, leaving me in pain. Ooh. I've tried, and I've tried, and I'll keep on trying. But whiskey and a cowboy both know me by name. One brings me trouble, the other wants to blame. Whiskey and a cowboy both running through my veins. They show me no mercy, leaving me pain. They come and go with no warning. Come and go with no warning. They come and go with no warning, leaving me in pain. Ooh, that whiskey and a cowboy. Ooh. I'm so thankful to have this band. We got Stephen Wellborn tonight on bass guitar over here. He's amazing. My steady bass player over here. This is Dee Flood back here on drums. Debbie Flood is her name. You can find her on Instagram, Dee Flood Drums. This is Chris Schaffner over here on saxophone and keys. Love you, Chris. This is Jacob Talent over here on guitar. He's amazing. We love him. And we just thank you guys so much. We got a couple more songs for y'all. This one's called Praying for My Cowboy. It's from my Justified record. I've been in front row church pews down in Texas, Memphis bars in Tennessee. Under Georgia stars just wishing I'd find the man God made for me. It's midnight in Louisiana, different state, same old plan. I'm praying for love tonight, wanna be the lone star in someone's eyes. Praying until I find my own red dirt romance kind of guy. Oh, 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 keeping the face straight through the noise. Oh, 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 praying for my cowboy. Praying for my, praying for my, praying for my. I still broken hearted on the front porch, watching pretty boys, city boys leave. Chivalry lives in the country. Oh Lord, I still believe, so I'm praying love tonight. Wanna be the lone star in someone's eyes. Praying until I find my own red dirt romance kind of guy. Oh, 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 keeping the face straight through the noise. Oh, 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 praying for my cowboy. Praying for my, praying for my, praying for my. Dirt romance kind of guy. Oh, 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 keeping the face straight through the noise. Oh, 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 praying for my cowboy. Praying for my, praying for my, praying for my cowboy. You got those mesmerized, dangers on kind of eyes. I should be silent, running and backing up and gunning down the white lines. You got the been there look, sizing me up like you're reading a book. You think I'm trouble, sipping on a double, well, you're right. Nobody's running away. Nobody's running away. Hey, baby, I don't really want your kiss. Baby, baby, I'm not someone you're gonna miss. 'Cause nobody's running away. Ooh, ooh. Are all flashing red. Well, it might be a breakdown up ahead, or it could be a sky high, oh my good time, something that we don't wanna miss. Nobody's running away. Nobody's running away. Baby, baby, I'm not someone you're gonna miss. Chris Schoffer tonight on saxophone. I just love it. I love the saxophone. I'm originally from a little town outside of New Orleans, Louisiana called Mandeville, Louisiana. Some of y'all may know Mandeville. Some of you might not. Some of you listening might know. And I think being from South Louisiana just makes me really love the horns. So Chris Schoffer, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for having us. This song's called Justified. We look forward to coming back next time. Thank you so much, WSM, for having us. It ain't just another tip jar tank of gas headed to the show. It ain't just another couple 100 miles with a couple 100 more to go. It ain't just another set of strings and a girl running down a dream. When the lights come on and the people sing, I'm justified. Every mile, all the blood, sweat, and prayers are legitimized. Honey, here's the deal. We came to keep it real. Play a little music that'll make you feel the way I feel when you're rocking like you ought tonight. Justified. Another Friday night with 5 shows under our boots. 3 more to go before we start over. Talk about paying your dues. Ain't just another heartbreak aching with my heart hanging on my sleeve. When the lights come on and the people sing, I'm justified. Every mile, all the blood, sweat, and prayers are legitimized. Honey, here's the deal. We came to keep it real. Play a little music that'll make you feel the way I feel when you're rocking like you ought tonight. Nashville, justified. Justified. Every mile, all the blood, sweat, and prayers are legitimized. Well, honey, here's the deal. We came to keep it real. Play a little music that'll make y'all feel justified. Every mile, all the blood, sweat, and prayers are legitimized. Well, honey, here's the deal. Came to keep it real. Play a little music that'll make you feel the way I feel when you're rocking like you ought tonight. Yeah, justified. Damn, it feels good to be certified, dignified, so alive no matter what. Justified. Every mile, all the blood, sweat, and prayers are legitimized. Classified, bonafide, no matter why. Justified. Thank you guys so much for having us. My name is Karen Waldrup, and we want to send a special thank you out to WSM, to Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree, to my neighbors who came out. Thank y'all for coming. To my friends who came out. Thank y'all for coming. I love y'all so much. We'll see you next time. See you next time. Oh, thank y'all so much. Good night. Y'all make some noise for Chris Schoffer on saxophone tonight. Good night.
speaking on behalf of Texas Troubadours, David McCormick, Harold Henson, all the folks here at the shop, saying be better to your neighbors, and you're going to have better neighbors. Doggone yeah.
I'm walking the floor over you. I can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you. You left me and you went away. You said that you'd be back in just a day. You broke in your promise and you left me here alone. I don't know why you did, dear, but I do know that you'll go. I'm walking the floor over you. I can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you.
We hope you enjoyed listening to the classic sounds of the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree on 650 AM WSM and WSMOnline.com. We are so excited that the Midnight Jamboree live tapings have returned. Please join us at the Troubadour Theater in Music Valley Drive for the warm-up show, followed by a live taping of the Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree. Details for the upcoming events can be found on the Troubadours Facebook page. I'm Marcia Campbell. Have a great night. Godspeed, my friend. And as E.T. would say, be better to your neighbors, and you'll have better neighbors.
I can't sleep a wink, that is true. I'm hoping and I'm praying as my heart breaks right in two. Walking the floor over you.
The Ernest Tubb Midnite Jamboree is produced through the facilities of Ernest Tubb Record Shop Incorporated and the Texas Troubadour Theater in Nashville, Tennessee. This program is intended for the private use of our listening audience. Any recording, rebroadcast, or other public display without the prior written consent of Ernest Tubb Record Shops Incorporated is strictly prohibited. This is the Legend, 650 AM WSM, Nashville, Tennessee.